Don't scroll. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been wondering. I know there have been nights when you stared at the ceiling and asked yourself if anything would ever change. You've been praying, hoping, believing, doubting, believing again. And the silence has been deafening. Not because I wasn't listening. Because I was working. Working on something you couldn't see. Working on someone you couldn't reach. Working on a situation that seemed impossible. But the work is done. The waiting is over. Not the waiting for them to change. The waiting for me to act. And I have acted. God just ordered your soulmate's next step. Not suggested. Not nudged. Not gently encouraged. Ordered. Commanded. Decreed. The way a general orders troops. The way a king issues a decree. The way a father tells his child what must be done. I have spoken. And what I speak happens. Not might happen. Will happen. Not could happen. Must happen. Not maybe happen. Is happening. Right now. As you read these words, your soulmate is receiving the order. Not in a voice from the clouds. In a stirring in their spirit. A restlessness they can't ignore. A conviction they can't shake. A knowing they can't deny. You need to take the next step. Not, you should consider taking the next step. You need to take the next step. An order. From me. And they know it. Not in their head. In their heart. They know that the time for waiting is over. The time for deciding is here. They can stay where they are. Or they can move. But they cannot stay the same. The order has been given. And now, they must choose. Not whether to obey. Whether to obey now or later. Because obedience is not optional. The order has been given. The next step is required. The only question is timing. Will they take it now? Or will they resist? Resistance is possible. But it is painful. Because when I order a step, the step must be taken. Not because I am a tyrant. Because I am a father. And fathers know what their children need. They need to move. Not because where they are is bad. Because where they are is not where they are meant to stay. The next step is necessary. For them. For you. For the future I have planned. So the order has been given. And it is finally happening. Not might happen. Is happening. Right now. So take a breath. Put your phone down on a flat surface if you need to. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. I put it there. I am keeping it beating. And I am about to tell you what the next step is. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Let me tell you what the next step is. Not the details, those are between them and me. The heart of it. The next step is honesty. Not partial honesty. Complete honesty. Honesty with themselves. Honesty with you. Honesty with me. They have been hiding. Not from you only. From themselves. Hiding from the truth about what they want. What they feel. What they need. Hiding from the truth that they love you. Hiding from the truth that they are not happy where they are. Hiding from the truth that they have been afraid. The next step is to stop hiding. To come out of the shadows. To tell the truth. Not all at once. Not perfectly. But truly. To say, I love you, when they've been saying nothing. To say, I'm scared, when they've been pretending to be brave. To say, I need you, when they've been acting independent. Honesty. That is the next step. Not a grand gesture. Not a dramatic confession. A quiet admission. To themselves first. Then to you. I've been hiding. I'm done hiding. I love you. That's the step. Not complicated. Not easy. But necessary. And I have ordered it. Because without honesty, there is no intimacy. Without honesty, there is no trust. Without honesty, there is no future. The next step is honesty. And it is finally happening. Don't scroll. Stay with me. This is where most people want to doubt. Don't. Here's what the next step is not. It is not a marriage proposal. Not yet. It is not a promise of forever. Not yet. It is not a guarantee that everything will be easy. Not yet. The next step is simply honesty. One step. Not the whole journey. The first step. And first steps are small. But they are powerful. Because a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This is that step. The first step toward honesty. Toward intimacy. Toward a real relationship. Not a perfect one. A real one. Built on truth, not pretense. Built on vulnerability, not walls. Built on courage, not fear. The next step is small. But it is mighty. Because it breaks the pattern. The pattern of hiding. The pattern of pretending. The pattern of waiting. The pattern is broken. The next step is being taken. Not because they are brave. Because I commanded it. And my command gives courage. Not the absence of fear. The presence of me. And I am with them. Every step. Even this one. Especially this one. The next step is happening. Not because they finally got brave. Because I finally spoke. And when I speak, things happen. Not might happen. Do happen. The next step is happening. Right now. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what the next step means for you. It means you can stop waiting for a sign. This is the sign. Not a text. Not a call. Not a grand gesture. An order from me. That is the sign. The most reliable sign. Because I do not lie. I do not exaggerate. I do not get it wrong. When I say something is happening, it is happening. Not might happen. Is happening. So stop waiting for a different sign. This is the sign. The next step is being ordered. It is finally happening. Not might happen. Is happening. Right now. So trust. Not in what you see. In what I say. I say the next step is happening. Believe me. Not because you have evidence. Because I am trustworthy. And I have spoken. So trust. And watch. Not with your eyes only. With your heart. I am moving. The next step is happening. Not on your timeline. On mine. But it is happening. So trust. Don't scroll. This is where everything shifts. Here's what you need to do now. Not reach out. Prepare. You've been reaching out. Hoping. Waiting. Stop. Prepare. Prepare your heart to receive. Not a fairy tale. Reality. Reality is messy. Honesty is messy. First steps are messy. But messy is where love lives. Not in perfection. In reality. So prepare. Not by building walls. By opening doors. Not by rehearsing what you'll say. By quieting your mind so you can hear what they'll say. Not by controlling the outcome. By trusting the one who does. Prepare. To receive honesty with grace. To receive fear with compassion. To receive love with openness. Prepare. Not because you know what's coming. Because you trust the one who does. And I am trustworthy. So prepare. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what else you need to do. Pray. Not for them to take the step. They are taking it. Pray for them to have courage. The step is ordered. But courage is needed. Courage to follow through. Courage to be honest. Courage to face your response. Pray for courage. Not, God, make them take the step. God, give them courage to take the step. Pray. Not once. Daily. Prayer supports. Not because you're powerful. Because I am. And I hear prayer. So pray. For courage. For honesty. For love. Pray. Don't scroll. Stay with me. We're halfway through part 1. Here's what you need to remember. God just ordered your soulmate's next step. It is finally happening. Not because you earned it. Because I ordained it. Not because you prayed enough. Because I am faithful. Not because you deserved it. Because I am good. The next step is honesty. Not a marriage proposal. Not a promise of forever. Honesty. One step. But one step changes everything. Because it breaks the pattern. The pattern of hiding. The pattern of pretending. The pattern of waiting. The pattern is broken. The next step is being taken. Not because they are brave. Because I commanded it. And my command gives courage. So do not be afraid. Do not be anxious. Do not doubt. The next step is happening. Not might happen. Is happening. Right now. So trust. Not in what you see. In what I say. I say the next step is happening. Believe me. Not because you have evidence. Because I am trustworthy. And I have spoken. So trust. And watch. Not with your eyes only. With your heart. I am moving. The next step is happening. Not on your timeline. On mine. But it is happening. So trust. And prepare. And pray. The next step is finally happening. Get ready. Breathe. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. I put it there. I am keeping it beating. I am not going to stop. And neither should you. Because God just ordered your soulmate's next step. And it is finally happening. Get ready. Don't scroll. Part 2 is here. And if you made it through Part 1, if you stayed when everything in you wanted to doubt that anything could finally happen, then you're ready for what comes next. Because Part 1 was about the command. The order I have given. The next step of honesty that is finally happening. Part 2 is about what you must do while the step is being taken. Not what you feel like doing. What you need to do. Because how you respond to their step will determine whether the step leads to healing or to more distance. The step is ordered. But your response matters. Not because I am not in control. Because I have given you free will. And how you use your free will shape what comes next. So take a breath. Stay with me. Don't scroll. Because what I'm about to tell you is going to help you respond in a way that brings life, not death. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the first thing you must do while the step is being taken. Stay calm. Not because you don't care. Because you care deeply. But panic helps no one. When they take the step, when they finally tell the truth, your calm will be a gift. They are expecting you to be angry. To be hurt. To be disappointed. Surprise them. With calm. Not coldness. Calm. There's a difference. Coldness says, I don't care. Calm says, I care, but I'm not going to react out of fear. Be calm. Not in your own strength. In mine. I am your peace. Not the peace of easy circumstances. The peace of my presence. And I am with you. So stay calm. Breathe. Pray. Trust. And respond calmly. Not because the news isn't big. Because your calm will create safety. And safety is what they need to keep being honest. So stay calm. Don't scroll. Stay with me. This is where most people want to react emotionally. Don't. Here is the second thing you must do while the step is being taken. Listen. Not to respond. To understand. You have been waiting to speak. To tell them how you feel. To share your perspective. Wait. Listen first. Let them finish. Not because what they have to say is more important. Because listening is the first step to being heard. When you listen, they feel safe. When they feel safe, they tell more truth. When they tell more truth, healing happens. So listen. Not with your ears only. With your heart. What are they really saying? Underneath the words. Underneath the fear. Underneath the hesitation. What are they really saying? I love you. I'm scared. I need you. I'm sorry. Listen for that. Not the surface words. The heart words. And when you hear them, respond to those. Not to the surface. To the heart. I hear that you're scared. I'm here. I hear that you love me. I love you too. I hear that you need me. I'm not going anywhere. Listen. And respond to the heart. Don't scroll. This is where everything shifts. Here is the third thing you must do while the step is being taken. Don't interrupt. Let them stumble. Let them pause. Let them find their words. Interrupting says, what I have to say is more important than what you're trying to say. Even if that's not what you mean, that's what they hear. So don't interrupt. Bite your tongue if you have to. Let them finish. Even if it takes a while. Even if it's painful. Even if you already know what they're going to say. Let them say it. In their own time. In their own words. Not because the words are magic. Because the process is healing. Speaking the truth out loud is healing. For them. For you. For the relationship. So don't interrupt. Let them speak. And when they're done, take a breath before you respond. Not because you're calculating. Because you're honoring. Honoring their courage. Their vulnerability. Their trust. Don't interrupt. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the fourth thing you must do while the step is being taken. Receive with grace. Not with conditions. With grace. Not, I'll forgive you if. I forgive you. Not, I'll love you if. I love you. Not, I'll stay if. I'm staying. Grace is unearned favor. Not based on their performance. Based on your character. And your character is being formed by me. I am gracious. I give what is not deserved. You have received my grace. Now give it. Not because they deserve it. Because you have received it. Give what you have received. Grace. Not cheap grace. Costly grace. Costly to you. Because it requires you to swallow your pride. To release your right to be angry. To choose love over justice. Costly. But necessary. Because without grace, there is no healing. Without grace, there is no relationship. Without grace, there is no future. So receive with grace. Not because it's easy. Because it's right. And I will help you. Not because you deserve it. Because I am gracious. Ask for help. And I will give it. freely, fully. Now. Receive with grace. Don't scroll. Stay with me. We're halfway through part 2. Here is the 5th thing you must do while the step is being taken. Don't demand more. They took one step. One step. Not the whole journey. Don't demand the second step before they've finished the first. Let the first step land. Let it breathe. Let it do its work. Don't ask, what's next? Don't ask, what about? Don't ask, when will you? Let the step be enough. For now. One step is progress. Not the progress you wanted. Progress. And progress is worth celebrating. Not with a party. With patience. Patience that says, I see your step. I honor your step. I'm not demanding more. That patience is grace. And grace heals. So don't demand more. Let the step be enough. For today. Tomorrow will bring its own steps. But today, let this step be enough. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the 6th thing you must do while the step is being taken. Affirm their courage. Not their words. Their courage. That took courage. Thank you for being honest. Not, I'm glad you finally said that. That took courage. Thank you. Affirm. Not because they did it perfectly. Because they did it at all. Courage is rare. And courage should be celebrated. Not with fanfare. With acknowledgement. I see you. I see your courage. Thank you. That acknowledgement is healing. Because they have been afraid. Afraid of your response. Afraid of rejection. Afraid of losing you. And they took the step anyway. That's courage. Affirm it. Not with empty praise. With genuine gratitude. Thank you for trusting me with the truth. That's affirmation. Give it. Not because they deserve it. Because they need it. And you have it to give. Because I have given it to you. Give what you have received. Affirmation. Don't scroll. This is where everything deepens. Here is the 7th thing you must do while the step is being taken. Share your heart. Not as a weapon. As a gift. They shared theirs. Now share yours. Not to get even. To connect. Thank you for sharing. I want you to know how I feel too. Then share. Not accusations. Feelings. I felt hurt when. Not, you hurt me when. I felt hurt. Own your feelings. Not as weapons. As information. I was scared too. I missed you. I love you. Share your heart. Not to manipulate. To connect. Vulnerability invites vulnerability. When you share your heart, you give them permission to share more. Not because they will. Because they might. And might is hope. So share your heart. Not perfectly. Honestly. Not strategically. Authentically. Not fearfully. Courageously. Share. And watch what happens. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the 8th thing you must do while the step is being taken. Forgive. Not later. Now. Not when they've earned it. Now. Forgiveness is not waiting for an apology. Forgiveness is releasing the debt. They owe you an explanation, an apology, a changed life. They owe you. But holding on to the debt is hurting you more than it's hurting them. So forgive. Not because they deserve it. Because you deserve peace. Not because they've asked. Because you need to be free. Not because it's easy. Because it's necessary. Forgive. Not with your feelings. With your will. Choose to forgive. Even if you don't feel like it. Feelings follow choices. Choose. And forgive. Not once. Every day. As the hurt rises, forgive again. And again. Until the hurt loses its power. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. It is a process. A process that leads to freedom. Your freedom. So forgive. Not for them. For you. Don't scroll. Stay with me. We're almost through part 2. Here is the 9th thing you must do while the step is being taken. Hope. Not in what you see. In what I say. I say the step is the beginning. Not the end. The beginning of honesty. The beginning of healing. The beginning of something new. Not the end of your relationship. The end of pretending. So hope. Not in their ability to follow through. In my ability to lead. I led them to this step. I will lead them to the next. Not on your timeline. On mine. But I will lead. So hope. Not in what you can control. In what I can. And I can do anything. Not might do anything. Can do anything. And I am for you. So hope. Hope is not wishful thinking. Hope is confident expectation. Confident that I am good. That I am faithful. That I am working. Hope. Not because you can see the future. Because I can. And I have promised a future. A future full of hope. So hope. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here is the 10th thing you must do while the step is being taken. Trust me. Not in your understanding. In my character. Not in your plan. In my presence. Not in your strength. In my power. Trust me. Not because you have all the answers. Because I do. Not because you can see the future. Because I can. Not because you're strong enough. Because I am. Trust me. And peace will come. Not because your problems disappear. Because your focus shifts. From your problems to me. And I am peace. So trust me. Not once. Every moment. As fear rises, trust. I trust you, God. I don't understand. I don't see the way. But I trust you. That prayer is peace. Not because it changes your circumstances. Because it changes you. It aligns your heart with mine. And alignment brings peace. Trust me. And find peace. Don't scroll. We're almost through part 2. Here is what I want you to take with you. God just ordered your soulmate's next step. It is finally happening. Now you must respond. Stay calm. Listen. Don't interrupt. Receive with grace. Don't demand more. Affirm their courage. Share your heart. Forgive. Hope. Trust me. These are not suggestions. They are instructions. Instructions for responding in a way that brings life. Not death. Life. For you. For them. For your relationship. The step is being taken. How you respond matters. Not because I am not in control. Because I have given you free will. Use your free will for good. Not for revenge. Not for control. Not for punishment. For love. Choose love. Not because it's easy. Because it's right. And I will help you. Not because you deserve it. Because I am gracious. Ask for help. And I will give it. Freely. Fully. Now. Ask. And receive. Not the removal of the hard things. The grace to walk through them. Not the guarantee of a perfect outcome. The presence of the perfect guide. Not the certainty of tomorrow. The certainty of me. I am with you. Every step. Not watching from a distance. Walking beside you. Every step. Even the steps that feel like going backward. I am with you. And I am leading you forward. Not quickly. But surely. One step at a time. Take the next step. Not the perfect step. The next step. And I will be with you. Breathe. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. I put it there. I am keeping it beating. I am not going to stop. And neither should you. Because the step is being taken. And the best is yet to come.